How do you do, everyone? You know who I am, your chief slop operator, supreme misfit, professional dipshit, ET Templar. And if I showed you two pictures like this saying, is he alive? Is he back? Is Jeffry Epstein still alive? You would probably be inclined to be like, wow, that looks like a real fucking picture of Jeffry Epstein. But within this age of AI, it's not just fun and games anymore. And I have to call this out, regardless if it's the leftists like censoring shit out or censoring shit in the Epstein files to make Trump more guilty. We have to call it out when our side does it too, and when the right and conspiracy theorists do as well. So again, these are two pictures that are from one solitary picture, and I'll show you that solitary picture, and it is in fact AI. So here is the original picture, and if we look on the bottom here by his right shoe, it is, in fact, the Gemini logo for Google's AI. So some cheeky little bastard put this out there, and it's caught on good. It's caught on so good that there are so many fucking grifters stealing this same exact post by the hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people, copying and pasting this. Is he back? Is it Jeffry? Is it Jeffry Epstein? Right? And, of course, everyone posting it has the fucking verified check mark Twitter, so it's to get engagement and metrics. And again, I can't fault people for doing this because in this day and age, you know, like money's the value of money is crashing, and people got to make money somehow, even if it is posting AI slop shit like this. But that doesn't mean we have to accept it, and that doesn't mean we can't call it out. But there are so many people on X and Twitter right now posting this shit as if it's a real photo. And of course, you know, them just editing out the AI watermark is the cherry on the shit sundae. And I can't wait till it's just AI gets so much worse. It's gonna get worse, ladies and gentlemen. So there's that. There's the fake thing going on that is Epstein alive. Now, let's get into the real conspiracy shit about Epstein being alive. So, if you're not haven't been living under a rock, Epstein, as for the better part of probably 10 to 30 years, has built up blackmail material on probably every fucking senator, congressman, president, and people just in power and famous people in general. So this guy is the slimy little shit smear that's been involved with about everyone, even Steve Bannon is in the list. Even JF Garipy is involved with this slimy little bastard. So he is far too important for them to actually kill. They would need him. If you don't know, Jeffrey Epstein is or has been working for the CIA and Mossad, or if not, some form of intel agency to get all this dirt. And of course, there's one picture where it shows the supposed dead body of Epstein, and he doesn't have a tattoo. Epstein has a tattoo on his bicep. Well, and of course, in the corpse that they got from the prison doesn't have that tattoo. Now, is that AI too? Who knows? Could be more than likely. Someone's fucking with someone, or maybe we're all being fucked with here, but it could very well be that he's still alive. Someone even got a supposed drone picture of him on Little St. James. I'll leave this, guys, up to you to believe or not. It could all be bullshit. We could all be having our chains yanked here. Um, but that's the conspiracy. Is he still alive? More than likely, probably. I tend to believe that he probably didn't die in the jail cell because he's an asset, a very expensive asset that has too much precious blackmail material on just about everyone in the world. And this will lead to an additional opinion of mine if you want to hear it. It is this. I don't think anyone on the Epstein list will be arrested. There won't be any prosecutions and no one will go to jail. Because if it's true, there's senators and congressmen that have been caught or involved with diddling children. If this is so upsetting to the power structure in the United States, they're gonna fucking sweep it. They're gonna all sweep it under the rug. And when you see people like Ben Shapiro and Mark Levine focusing on it, when you have people like Dan Bongino coming out saying, we need to focus on something else. Stop talking about Epstein. You have Mr. Wonderful, one of Trump's friends, saying, nobody cares about Epstein. We're just trying to live. And when in all reality, I think the majority of people want to figure out what the Epstein's list is. We want to figure out who's guilty of, I don't know, diddling kids or minors or whatever the fuck. People want to see justice for these degenerate bastards who were sex trafficking children and diddling children or minors, right? We like to think, with liberty and justice for all. Is it too much to get that with liberty and justice for all? That'd be nice. So the general amount of people, whether you're left or right, we want to see justice brought to these sick, degenerate fucks. Me generally, personally, I want executions. I want hangings. I want lethal injections. I'll take firing squads for some of these people involved in this shit. But in all reality, we're not gonna get that because everyone's involved, and they're gonna try and do their best to sweep this Epstein stuff up. And again, when you have Levin, Ben Shapiro, Dan Bongino, Mr. Wonderful already trying to sweep it up as quick as they can. So my thing is this: don't let people forget. Don't let those children and victims of this trafficker and this blackmailer go. It is our job to keep reminding people that this shit happened and there needs to be justice done. Regardless of your right or left. If you're involved with this sick fuck, you deserve to hang from the gallows and by your neck till you're dead. And that's just generally. It's not a right versus left thing. Generally, if you're caught up in this, you deserve to die. In the most miserable way possible. If you're guilty, of course. But yeah, the sad thing about all this is it's going to get fucking swept up. There won't be a single person thrown in jail. There won't be a single prosecution. And I'm so certain of this that I would bet my left nut and a kidney on it. That there won't be a single trial or case or trial date for anyone in this list. Because the truth in the matter is, our entire government is infested with diaper sniping scum. And it's going to get swept. All going to get swept up and forgotten. And I love Alex Jones and the InfoWars. But he keeps saying there's going to be mass arrests. David Wilcock, has said the same thing. There's going to be mass arrests. There's all these charlatan fucks that are suggesting and saying, there's going to be mass arrests, they'll be brought to justice, it's there, right? Rah, rah. But it's yet to be seen, hasn't it? Has yet to be seen. If Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi hasn't done a fucking thing about it, right? If they haven't done a damn thing about it, then nobody's gonna do a thing about it because they're the top cops. And what did Dan Bongino do? He quit. And now he's going back to grifting people on a shitty podcast where anyone who disagrees with him or anyone who wants to bring up the Epstein shit to bring out justice, you're all of a sudden a doom pillar, black pillar. And this is his own words. He said, oh, you're just in your mother's basement eating Cheetos watching tentacle porn. Right? And that's the top guy at the FBI who quit the job. And you have Kash Patel, which he clearly isn't doing shit. That, Mr. Scared of his shadow, and Pam Bondi isn't doing anything either. So they're sitting on this tranche of 6 million different files and proofs of child sex trafficking and trafficking of minors, and no one's doing a thing about it. Again, to preface this, when you have Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, and Pam Bondi not doing a fucking thing about it, you think, Alex Jones, sorry, that there's going to be this big form of justice and tribunals. Military tribunals. So, this Q shit I'm so sick and tired of. And I can't really exactly say what really needs to be happening and what should happen to these people. If you had dealings with a scumbag, I don't care the context, you probably should get a rope. In Minecraft. Anyways, that's the situation. Every day I witness the government, day by day, just continue to uh, disappoint me on so many levels, and even among the Republicans where it's worse. Um, the more I see this shit, the more I see the infighting, the more I see people grifting off this shit, whether it's fake AI pictures or Dan Bongino being a massive faggot. Um, like, I
Let the seas boil. Let the stars fall.
want Attila the Hun to show up. I want Attila the Hun, the Scourge of God, to show up and just burn it all to ash at this point. Because, I mean, if we can't bring to justice this amount of vile filth, our country doesn't deserve to exist. Period.
Money! We gotta make some money!
The sky